What is up? Tom Clark here, and this is the OGO, the one guy's opinion. All things WWE, all things pro wrestling, all day, all the time. This is the premiere episode here on YouTube, so count yourselves among the fortunate ones. You are in the ground floor of something extremely legendary. Anybody buying this crap? Didn't think so. Here on the first episode, we're going to be talking about Over the Limit. Ended just mere hours ago. So what are we looking at? Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly WrestleMania. For that matter, it wasn't exactly even Extreme Rules. But has its bright moments, has some things to pull from it. I, unlike some other fans who may be out there and some writers who may be out there, don't necessarily pull everything negative that I can possibly get my hands on. I try to find some positives in every situation, especially when it comes to the business of professional wrestling that we all know and love and that we're into so heavily, myself included. So enough of the yapping, let's get to it. Kane versus Zack Ryder. I got cheat sheet. What? Okay? Kane versus Ryder in an instant YouTube classic. Zack Ryder somehow manages to pull the victory. Actually, no, he didn't win. Kane went over. I don't really feel like anything was really accomplished here, other than the fact that Zack is still on the radar, I guess. If you want to count that as a victory, sure. Okay, cool, no problem. Zack's a good worker. I don't have any problem with Kane at all. Again, not really sure where this is going, if it's going anywhere. The whole thing with with Zack and Eve seems to be dead in the water. So either way, it was a YouTube match. It is what it is, and Kane picks up the win. What else are you going to say? Moving on. The People Power Battle Royale, where the guy who wins the thing gets his choice of either the Intercontinental or United States Championship in a title match later the same night. Kind of a cool concept. I wish it had been announced. It's kind of weird how WWE will do a pay-per-view and seem to throw it together extremely quickly, and they come up with matches on the spur of the moment. Like, why can't they come up with this stuff to begin with? Who knows? Christian made his return, as we've kind of been expecting him to for quite some time now. Got a great pop. At the end of the day, Christian's a great heel, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, fans want this guy to be babyface. That's it. They love pulling for him. There's just something about Christian that's extremely entertaining. Fans have sort of gravitated to this guy for a long time. They're the ones that turned him face to begin with years ago, when the whole Captain Charisma thing first started, and he went from being laughed at to being laughed with. Huge difference. So it was just a matter of time before Christian turns face again. Just so happens that happens tonight, and it happened especially later on. We'll get to that soon. Either way, Christian won the Battle Royale. They made it out to be that he would face Santino for the United States Championship, because technically Christian was still heel. But again, everything changes, as we saw later on. So, WWE Tag Team Championships. Boom Truth. I don't really air Truth. I don't really know. No, that would be Evan Bourne, right? Either way, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, two guys who have a heck of a lot of talent, a lot of ability. I love Truth, by the way. Guy's a great worker. I don't care what anyone says. Kofi's young, got a whole career ahead of him. Unfortunately, Kofi's stuck in tag team mode and may be there for a long time for whatever reason. They are the current WWE Tag Team Champions. That did not change tonight, as they took on Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. The tag team I like to call Going Nowhere Extremely Fast. Not really sure what's going on with either one of these guys. I mean, Swagger, a former world champion. Ziggler, this close, right? And just not quite getting there. Again, not really sure what the deal is, but they've been, again, stuck in tag team mode for a while now. Interesting to see how that's going to play out, if it will ever play out. I thought Ziggler has as good chances as any as being the next new guy coming up, and it never materialized. People give Vicky all the credit in the world. Vicky's a great heel. There's no disputing that. I think she's they don't really have managers, but if you can call her a manager, sure. She gets a lot of heat. She gets a lot of heat that most of the boys in the back wish they could get. that are playing heel. But again, I'm not sure. This thing may need something new, may need a splash of something different. These two guys, I think, need to be legitimized in some way. It almost feels like Jack had nothing to do, Dolph had nothing to do, so hey, let's put them together. Works for me, right? Well, whatever. Don't know if it's working for me, but we'll see how it plays out. I think both guys, again, are super talented, and I hope that Dolph gets his opportunity sometime. If that didn't just echo everything you've ever read online about either one of these guys, I don't know what does. Okay? Expect the mediocre from the OGO, all right? So that brings us to the Divas match. That's the face I would typically make when it comes to Divas match. Not because women involved suck. It's mostly because WWE doesn't give them the opportunity to do anything more than suck. But Layla can work. And we all know that Beth can work. They actually had a pretty good match. Layla went over in the end. And is still your Divas champion. You like that? Sad, but anyway, I like both these girls. I like the fact that Layla's back, and I like the fact that she's not mixed up in some extremely lame Beautiful People ripoff, random TNA reference for all you TNA fans out there. I think there's like 4 of you out there. Anyway, I would keep the belt on her for a while if it were me. I think we're all sort of counting down the moment that Khan returns. Karma, whatever we're calling her. I'm sorry guys, Karma's an attraction. I know she gets heat for her size and overweight and all that stuff. Please. I mean, Andre's overweight. Who cares, man? I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. She's an attraction. That's all that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes a difference. Is that because of her size, because of what she brings to the ring in terms of her power, please, when she comes back, she's going to eat that division alive. Like we know she would, like we knew she would before. So I'm looking forward to her coming back. But in the meantime, I hope Layla gets at least some sort of credible run, as credible as a Divas run can be. Let's just put it that way. That brings us to one of the major championships, the Fatal 4-Way match involving World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus defending against the Viper Randy Orton. Love that. The Viper. You have to just say the Viper Randy. It's no longer the Randy Orton. It's the Viper Randy Orton. Alberto Del Rio. Try to say that real fast 3 times. Y2J Chris Jericho. This was a good match. We didn't expect anything less from these 4 guys. Again, over the limit came from NC State University. Carolina boy here, okay? Born and bred. So that's all good with me. But Sheamus did not get much love from the Carolina crowd. Not a whole heck of a lot. Not really sure why. Orton got a great pop, of course, but if you listen close, Orton got some boos as well. And I'm sitting there thinking, who exactly are you trying to pull for here? I'm sort of at a loss on this one. Didn't really make a difference because Sheamus retained the title. And at the end of the match, he's up on the ramp and got a very good pop. Because, number one, the babyface won. It's important. But number 2, the fans, I think, were really showing their respect for the match because all 4 guys put in a heck of an effort. At the end of the day, the titles still do mean something. I've heard and read all sorts of opinions to the otherwise. But my opinion, this one guy's opinion, is that the championships do mean something. In an interview I conducted recently with Matt Hardy, Matt told me that he thought that the titles were just props. That's what he recognized them as being. And all due respect to Matt, I respectfully disagree with that notion. I think for a lot of at least for the fans that are out there, it does still mean something. And really that's the whole point. Whether it means anything to the guys holding them or not, maybe it's just a little bit irrelevant at the end, when it's all said and done. That it's more about the fans and how we take it. And we're supposed to make it important. We're supposed to take it like it's a big deal because that's part of the thing. We're supposed to put value in it, and we do. So this match was well worth it. Randy had a great showing. And for anyone who's not seen Randy Orton's DVD, I highly recommend it. I'm currently watching it on Netflix. Not at the moment. That would be really uncool if there was like a TV here. So lame, right? You have my undivided attention. Captain America Band-Aid, is that sweet or what? Anyway, good match all the way around. Sheamus is your winner. And still, the World Heavyweight Champion. Next up, we have The Miz versus Brodus Clay. Holy cow. Really? You like that? Stealing a catchphrase? Oh, holy crap. Unbelievably awful. Not so much the match, just the fact that Miz is just absolutely has nothing to do. It reminds me of when they took Sheamus back down, like way, way down. He couldn't buy a victory. It's sort of the same thing that's going on with Miz, I think. It's kind of a sad deal for him. I personally love Brodus. Again, I've heard the criticisms of Brodus also floating around out there that he's not done anything to deserve this, that all he did was connect with the fans, and all of a sudden they're pushing him over 2 or 3 guys that couldn't connect. Sorry, brother, that's how it goes. You either connect or you don't. Was he given a little bit more opportunity to make that connection? Maybe. But the fact is he made it. I mean, what are you going to do, man? He's out there. He's doing his part. I actually think he looks pretty good in the ring. I don't know why everyone expects him to be Steamboat all of a sudden. But I heard that criticism also. Brodus is a big guy. He's a powerhouse. He's not supposed to be Steamboat. Sorry. That's just the way it is. So I think for his size and for what he's supposed to do, for what he's capable of doing, he's doing a fine job. Seriously, I don't see the problem.